if you agree to this now, in what world is Joe Biden coming in as president after $900 billion just passed, and he's going to be able to pass a better stimulus? Let's just look at what has happened. In March or April, I forget, they passed the $2 trillion bank robbery known as the CARES Act. They haven't been able to pass anything since then. So that was April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That was 9 months ago. If you agree, if this goes through, this pathetic emergency bill, the Republicans aren't going to give Joe Biden any votes. They're going to say, we've already given you $2.9 trillion, $2 trillion in the CARES Act, and another $900 billion in whatever this act is going to be called. All of a sudden, the Republicans, there will be a Democrat president, they're going to start caring about the debt. This is what happens when Republicans are in power. They don't give a flying about the debt. When they're back in the minority, oh my God, house on fire, the debt, our children's future. They're not going to vote. They're not going to give any votes. Maybe Mitt Romney. They're not going to give any more votes for additional stimulus. What they're going to do is they're going to kick and scream. They're not giving Biden any votes. Biden's not going to be able to pass anything extra. The Republicans are going to sit back, watch the economy tank, blame it on the Democrats, and then the Democrats are going to get wiped out in the 2022 midterms. Bookmark this video. That's what's going to happen, folks. So if you allow or agree to this sandwich, and I understand what you're saying. Let's say, for argument's sake, devil's advocate, okay? If you're unemployed right now, you might say to Jordan, well, Jordan, I agree with you, but I'll take the $300 a week, even though I'm not going to get it right away. You're lucky if you get it in a few weeks with this bureaucratic nightmare that is the state unemployment system. But Jordan, $300 is better than nothing. But Jordan, a $600 check is better than nothing. Well, I understand, and I'm not the one unemployed. I understand that. But the point is, we have to get out of this endless complacency. We have to get out of this endless cycle of being content with nothing. We have to get out of this endless cycle of allowing them to gaslight us that nothing more is possible. And if you keep accepting crumbs, eventually you're going to go hungry and die. Crumbs isn't enough to sustain a life. So I hope Bernie Sanders, in that 79-year-old body, and keep that mask on, has enough, as my grandma, may she rest in peace, would say, chutzpah, with Josh Hawley, who I don't know anything about him. He's a Republican. I'm sure he's corrupt. But on this, I agree. At least he's on the right side of this. They should say, we are not going to vote to keep the government open. We will vote to close down the government, to shut down the government. We will block the continuing resolution for the government unless we get a $1,200 check and, frankly, more in unemployment. And I want to be extremely clear with you. I want to be abundantly clear. I'm not okay with the $1,200 check either. I think that's a joke. I think, frankly, when the vaccine is widely distributed, I think we need a general strike in this country. I think we need an economic boycott. Everybody's having a big pissing match on the internet. Jimmy Dore versus AOC versus David Sirota versus this versus that about a floor vote on Medicare for All. I gave my opinion yesterday. I lost like 100 subscribers because I dared to disagree with Jimmy on something. I agree with Jimmy on the actual thing. I agree with them on not voting for Pelosi and withholding your vote for Pelosi to demand a Medicare for All vote. But I lost 100 subscribers because I had the gall not to bow down to the God that is Jimmy Dore, who, by the way, is my friend and I like, and say, hey, if your goal is to actually pressure AOC and the progressives to do what you want them to do, maybe you should stop calling them frauds, sellouts, phonies, this, that? Because typically, when you call people Lucifer, it makes them not want to do what you want them to do. I'm just speaking out loud here. But apparently, just saying, yes, I agree with them on the merits, and I'm with you. I'm with you. Pressure them. I've been tweeting critical things at AOC. But there's a difference between criticizing and doing a pressure campaign and then crossing the line into vitriol. And, and then people were like, Jordan, stop with the tone police. Do you all, here's the thing. Are you all, the people that unsubscribed and are mad that I said I think Jimmy's, the way he's going about it is wrong, are you more interested in having an angry group therapy on YouTube and hearing someone rant and rave and scream and cheering that on? Or do you want to win? Because if you want to have an angry group therapy and call every politician that doesn't agree with you 1,000% cowards and sellouts and this and that, fine. If your goal is to just feel good and have an angry group therapy session, then that's the way to go. So I agree with the idea. I don't agree with the way he's going at them. I think you could pressure them. I think you could demand answers without dropping F-bombs and calling them, degenerates, basically. That's my opinion. Whatever. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.